Hello, and welcome to Recent Activity, your new favorite entertainment review podcast that attempts to cover every film, every show, all at once. I am your co-host, Andrew Morgan. With me, as always, longtime subscriber to Flamethrower Enthusiast Weekly, it's Shane Beauregard. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Going off that, I am fired up for tonight.
Ooh.
This is a Shane kind of episode.
Yeah, dog.
Pants are going to be tight throughout the whole episode, buddy, so don't make me stand up.
Yeah, for anyone who knows Shane, longtime listeners, all that, like, you gotta know, it's John Wick universe, it's Predator, it's action heavy, it's crazy monsters, it's IP, it's all the genre heavy stuff that Shane loves, so we're gonna fill up this episode all with that. And so buckle up, because even I didn't get to catch the Predator one, and quite frankly, we'll get to it. Because there's two, like, very close together, right, coming up, that I don't even know, like, which one's which anymore. And I know that's stupid because one of them's animated. And so I'm like, I think this past week was the animated. We'll talk about it. And which one is Trachtenberg? Are they both Trachtenberg? What's happening? So we'll get there. But good to see you, sir. We will start with Ballerina hold on. I'm already screwing up. Let me get back. I have to say, from the universe of John Wick, right? That's the full...
From the world of
From
John
the world,
Wick.
Damn it. See?
Yeah.
It's like a swear jar. I need, like, little things in there every time. From the world of John Wick, a ballerina... And if you don't say the whole thing, you get fined by the NBA, I think, or by the Major League Baseball. Do I have express written consent of John Wick and Chad Stahelski or whoever? We both caught this over the weekend. I was convinced because I went to the early access screening at the AMC on Wednesday, and then I went to the movies again on Thursday, and I could have sworn it looked like everybody was going to see Ballerina. And I maybe assumed wrong because the opening weekend tally is 50.5 million worldwide, with that basically being split down the middle. It was about like 25 apiece-ish. Estimates going into the weekend said it like Lionsgate was lowballing this at 35. And then when it came in at 25, people went, whoa. So that's not great. But... the scores have been pretty solid critically for Ballerina. 7.3 IMDb, 59 Metascore, 3.5 Letterboxd, already certified fresh, 75% and 93% respectively on Rotten Tomatoes. This is an interesting experiment, Shane, because we talked about it. We went through all the permutations of why this could be troubling, why this could be great. Right? We've gone on both sides. We came into it, we were like, listen, Ana De Armas, when she was in that 10-minute scene in No Time to Die, was the pilot for how this could shape up. And she was great, I thought, in that scene. I was amped up to see this because of that scene. And then, of course, we love John Wick. We gave the last John Wick, we think... we don't know, whatever.
we don't know.
Yeah. A 5-star review. It was, I said, my favorite of the series. I believe maybe you said the same. You were like iffy between that and the first one or something.
Yep. I go back and forth.
But at least it could have been like the greatest thing. And this is the next installment. This is set between chapter 2 and 3, which I found... I don't think they sold that very well because it's not really in the trailer. They're kind of saying, like, you have to see the other John Wicks to see this in a way because you kind of have to know where this lands. And I don't know if that came across very well or worked. We'll talk about that. But the one big thing in here is that I thought going in, it's like, all right, this should work. But Ana De Armas is not a person who's been in action stuff before. And this is also not Chad Stahelski. And it's also, we didn't know how much John Wick we were going to see in this film, even though they did reshoots to add more in. And I will say that I want to hear from you first. I'm not gonna, I have so many things I want to say.
Okay. All right.
But I want to hear from you first, because this is one of those things to where I don't know if the low amount of box office is because they didn't have faith in this, or that they didn't market it, or they were too late to calling it from the world of John Wick, or that they didn't sell that he was going to be in it as much. All those things. What were your concerns going in, and did this land the plane for you as a movie?
Did it land the plane? Honestly, I wasn't concerned heading into this movie. I was worried, like with the box office stuff, how it would land. Obviously, with the change of the name and all that stuff we already talked about. But for me, because we both had this pretty high, like this is one of our things we're looking forward to.
Yeah, I think it landed mid-pack.
Yeah, it was like 6 or something like that, 6 or 7, somewhere around there. But at the end of the day, I think it accomplished what it did for me. It was a good movie. It was entertaining. I was entertained by it. Now
I feel your hedge. I feel your hedge.
I like the opening scene. You already mentioned the flamethrower scene. Fucking awesome.
Sure.
The ice skate, the ice skating scene in the barn or wherever she was. Fucking great. Like the whole thing. How they used Wick, I thought was good, because to me, he wasn't in it as much as I thought, because you said reshoots. I thought there's going to be more of him in there.
Yeah, but I think I could tell where they added him.
Right. There's just enough. Now, where this movie kind of falls flat, and again, for this kind of movie, I don't care. I'm just throwing that out there. The storyline was weak. It was weak.
Yes.
You had your story with the people with the X's on them, the Gabriel Byrne and that weird village, which I did like that setting.
Sure.
I like that. It was really cool.
Yeah.
I thought Norman Reedus was underutilized. I thought introducing him, I thought he was going to have like a bigger role in the movie.
Yeah, doesn't it just feel like they're like, if this works, you're going to have a bigger role later on.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So they never really explained the dichotomy between the two factions, between Gabriel Byrne's and Angelica Houston's. They never really like defined that, right?
Yeah.
Like I understood where they were both coming from. It's like, you don't mess with us, we don't mess with you. Like this is a pact we've had for hundreds of years. And I'm like, okay.
Even though we never heard of you, and there's 4 John Wick movies, it's a little concerning.
Yeah. No, exactly right. Yeah. So I felt like they threw that in, but I do like a lot of this movie. The action pull, I thought Ana De Armas like carried the action. She was really good. But it's just a story where it fell flat. And again, for this kind of movies, right at 2 hours, 4 minutes, I mean, there's not a lot of slow beats in this movie for me. Like it kind of sped through the 2 hours for me. So that worked. At the end of the day, I was entertained. I enjoyed it. Was I expecting a little more? Yes, I was. But they kind of landed the plane a little bit. You know, they had issues with the landing gear, but they eventually set it down. So would I like to see more of this? Yes. I would like to see her continuation in this, but I don't think we're ever going to see it. I don't think.
Yeah. It's hard to see where they can't. There's a lot of stuff hanging in the balance with all of that. And and especially if you underperform your opening weekend, you got a lot of stuff that has to happen to maybe have this work out. But I'll put it this way. You have the director of the Underworld films, longtime action director and stunt guy and all these things coming in here. He did wonders with Kate Beckinsale over the years. So you thought like between that and the No Time to Die scene, it's like you have this nice convergence. But I think you're absolutely right in the sense of the story bored me at times. And I remember a long time ago, and I probably brought this up. So, if you have $1 for every time you hear me tell this story, stop, whatever. Just let me off the hook. All right. On my old podcast, I had a great conversation with the writer, a longtime screenwriter, a guy who wrote Die Hard with a Vengeance, amongst other movies. And him and I had a great conversation about action means nothing without motivating to the action and having, the story direct the action. And because you can have great stunts, great stunt performers, But if people don't care why that person is there and where they have to go next, or that they have to survive or do any of those things, it doesn't matter, right? So in this case, there were so many times where I was like, do I care what the outcome of this particular fight is? Because, you know, I know where this has to go. She has to survive, or even the prequel disease of John Wick has to survive, because we know it's between 2 and 3. So the more you put him in there, it kind of turns a little punchless, although somebody could probably make an argument to me like, isn't John Wick going to survive every one of these? But at least like you don't know that until it gets there. And now, even when you kill him, he might come back to life. So, you know, it's a whole other thing with that. But I think the film tells on itself in the movie. And I had a conversation with someone about this, where when John Wick is in the movie, especially when John Wick is doing like big time fight scenes, the film's pace quickens, the music pumps up, and it gets bigger when he is there. And it's partly because I think he just has the presence, not only because he's been doing that character for now 5 films, or for the fact that he's just a huge guy, like he's a tall man in all dark, you know, like he just has this commanding presence. He's the Baba Yaga, all right? Like, It works as a character. I don't think, because especially when they zoom out on her in action scenes, she comes off small, and it gets worse the more zoomed out they get, and they know it. I think it could have been shot better, because it's not like Kate Beckinsale is some tall person either, I think. But like, I think they could have shot it differently from various different angles, make her seem bigger and more intense, or at least not make it seem so stark. But she didn't have the presence I was hoping for. Like, yeah, I mean, like, I know it seems to be a lot of people are heralding her as like, wow, I didn't think she could do this as much. A lot of the stunts are cool, and there are things I enjoyed. There's, like, you brought up a lot of the good ones. The flamethrower stuff, I think, went on too long, and I love a flamethrower scene, Shane. We've talked about this before, weirdly, on this podcast, how much I love flamethrower stuff. And I feel like we had a movie recently that had flamethrowers. That's why it came up.
Right, we did, and I can't remember what it is.
I can't either, because I don't know why. For some reason, I'm thinking Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but that also did, but we weren't on the air, yet, so it's not that one. But there was something recently. But between that, the figure skates, The
Last of Us.
Oh yeah, for sure, love it. Yeah, burning the giant freaking yeah, absolutely. Yep. The grenade scene where she flips over the table and it blows up on the opposite side of her. That's awesome. By the way, we will cover it next week, but I found this to be an interesting double feature with the Phoenician scheme, because the Phoenician scheme has a lot of grenades. So like when it had a dual bill of like awesome, like long grenade shots, I was like, that's weird. That's weird that kind of works out, but it worked out. But I feel like, yeah, the movie starts off with an arrow going through someone's eye. It opens well. Like, you have all these scenes. So I wasn't, like, bored all the time or anything. I don't want to make it seem like that. I think the movie's good, but I think it underperformed in my eyes, where it's like, it could have been better. I think they could have served it better. But, I you know, it's like they're dipping back into a universe that we already know, even though we don't really know a lot about the Roma part of it.
Romanowski, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. I don't know if I care, or that it wasn't as like this. They had a lot of characters that came and went, a lot of things that kind of just can be shrugged off. I don't know. I just didn't care about some of it, or I thought it went on too long. And even that early John Wick scene, like, I don't know what that did. You know, so, and in fact, you can make an argument like, did this movie need John Wick? I mean, I think anything needs John Wick. If you want to put John Wick in a rom-com, or put him in and just kick somebody's ass for 5 minutes, like Always Be My Maybe kind of stuff or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Always put Keanu Reeves in your movie. However, I don't know. Like, he either needed to be in it more. Like, when you say going forward, right? When you're looking forward, like, will I watch another movie where Ana De Armas is in this world? I guess, but I'm like, what world is that? Am I getting full-blown John Wick? Are they fighting side by side? I think that might be cool. But this movie, I think her by herself, I don't care. And by the way, her with the hose going after a flamethrower, one went on way too long and is so corny and so stupid that I was like rolling my eyes. And that's like one of your pivotal end scenes. So I don't know. I kind of went back and forth. I thought like certain people worked. Honestly, I love Angelica Houston. I thought she was poor in this.
Yeah, no, she wasn't great.
But it could have been part of the writing too.
I think it was let down by the writing. I think at the end of the day, like I said, they did not add more to the mythology of, like you said, the whole Roma dance school.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Roma, we'll just go with
it.
Again, there's just a lot they didn't fluff out. They just, for this story for me to work, I wanted to know more history about the dance school and their place in the John Wick universe.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of know to an extent, but now I thought they were going to add layers to it. And especially when you're introducing, again, a new faction, a whole new part of the universe, there's like no explanation at all. Like why this is going on and why Gabriel Byrne is at the head of this thing. Like, I don't know. It was funny because that whole last scene, it reminded me, you're going to laugh, but it reminded me of Jim Cotta. Remember that movie from the 80s?
Jim Cotta?
Yeah,
no.
Jim Cotta. It was one of my favorite movies in the 80s.
Who's in
where
that?
They sent this some one-time actor, and this is like his only movie.
All right.
He was like an Olympic gold medalist, but they sent him on this spy mission.
Okay.
And anyway, like the end scene is he's going through this town where everyone's trying to kill him. I swear to God, when she was like fighting everyone, which I thought was cool, all the citizens and stuff, it reminded me of like that scene from Jim Cotta. Kids, if you haven't seen Jim Cotta, go check it out. It's awfully terribly, but it's awfully terribly good, if you know what I mean. Like, it's
I wonder if you can even
ridiculous.
find it, because I'm like, I've never even heard of that. And if it's over 40 years old or whatever, it's like, that might be a struggle.
I want to say 1985 that movie came out.
Okay.
But anyway, that's what the whole village scene just had me laughing, because that's exactly what it reminded me of. But anyway, they just fell short with the writing. I thought the script was just, again, weak. But now that you say it, with the way they were shooting her in some of these scenes, I kind of get that now, because she is small in stature. She's a small person.
Yeah.
So they could have helped her out a little bit, like you were saying, with those scenes. For me, but I think she's capable of this kind of movie.
Right.
And where I kind of compare, we've had a lot of nice female action stars, but like one of the more recent ones, I guess, is probably 6-7 years old now. I think for me, the standard is like Charlize Theron in Atomic Blonde.
Well, I'll tell you, not to cut you off, but like there's a new scene that they released for Old Guard 2, which is coming up soon. And Charlize, again, like much older than Ana De Armas. And she's fighting somebody in that film. And they're going toe to toe, and they're like climbing stuff. They're going all over the place. I was impressed. And again, one scene, you're watching it at home on your computer, like not on a big screen or whatever. So maybe, it's not showing its flaws in that way. But at the same time, it made me think like that they really could have done more here. Although, again, like there was inventiveness. I don't want to dismiss. And there are certain scenes, like I thought when it tries to be lighter on its feet, like that scene where she goes to try to pick up arms from that guy in the kind of like country store. Yeah, like how I don't know how else to describe it, but like, it felt like less city. I don't know why that was it, but yeah, I really that scene was enjoyable. At least like their exchange and how that kind of went through. So I don't know. I thought like maybe if
it had moments and pieces that I enjoyed, but strung together, it was choppy. You know what I mean? It just was it didn't flow as much as I wanted it to flow.
It was not without ideas and not without certain execution. I just think it didn't have all the pieces together. I feel like, and it's possible that they kind of rushed this a little bit, or maybe, I feel bad because at least like Shay Hatton who's the writer of chapters at least 3 and 4, I want to say. He's been working on a lot of Zack Snyder stuff. He co-wrote the Army of the Dead stuff and possibly even Rebel Moon. And so he's been writing a lot. Like, when did they get this script? Because it was just like, good God, like that guy's been working tirelessly for a lot of action people all over the place. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know where it all kind of didn't work out, but you're right. I guess, I don't know. Yeah, choppy, uneven, like however it works, but it just felt like sometimes you can get away with that with an action movie because you could be like a setup to just like, let's get to this action set piece and you're fine. I don't know. Right. I didn't feel a lot of like momentum into things. I just felt like it was very like blocky. Like, let's get to from this thing to this thing to this thing without a whole lot of momentum.
Right. I agree. And it's going to be interesting because I told you, like, I'll be seeing this again, so I'll be sitting through it for a second time.
Yeah, I'm very
interested. If it's I'm wondering like second time through how it's going to wash over me seeing it again. Yeah. So who knows? I mean, we'll see.
Like, did you care much at all for the like post father stuff before she gets to be mission critical? And even still, did you care about that nightclub scene? Because I didn't.
Nope.
So I don't. I think this movie has like a good 20-30 minute stretch to where I'm just like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
And
they
that's
didn't make you care about those. Right. And they didn't get you emotionally invested in like the character. Like you said, they didn't get that emotional investment into the characters where like you cared.
And when they tried like like her friend was another ballerina thing. It's just like, okay. Like she wasn't good enough and just went away. Okay. Like who cares? Yeah. None of this went anywhere.
Right. Like, why have those scenes together?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's no... You thought that would go a little... But it didn't. Like, she left. Yeah. Okay. She's gone. Okay. Move on.
Yeah.
So, definitely had its flaws. But, like I said, at the end of the day, I was entertained overall. Like, enough. So, I'll tell you what I gave it. I gave it a 3.
Oh, okay. And you were... Okay. And you see, this is why I could hear the hedge in your voice. Like you're saying all the right things. Like you're like wearing a wire. Like somehow Lionsgate is going to come for you and be like, you're the reason why this didn't succeed. But yeah, I'm like kind of there with you. I'm like, I want to give it a 3.25 with all the fiber of my being. You know, like it's a strong 3 week, 3.5, whatever you want to call it. It's right in that zone. It's begging for it. You know, and I'm trying to be an adult and be hard, like, you know, give it a hard and fast score. I think I really have to sit with it more. I'm interested for you to tell me when you see this, not only for what your daughter thinks about it, because that's always fun, but also did it improve on a second watch? Because I can't see where it would. Because if you're already bored in something that happened so early, what's gonna help? What's gonna stop? That's gonna make it worse, I would think.
Right.
And not to mention those training people, like, they don't come back into play, and there's not like some strong relationships. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe the opening scene might be more effective because you get to see where it goes later. I don't know.
Right.
I'm trying to give it life.
I know. We'll find out. Like I said, it may go the opposite direction. I may get out of the second view. I'm like, okay. And I can see more flaws in it now. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, though, my daughter's going to give it a 4 out of 5 or a 4.5. I mean, listen, she's a very easy ranker. I mean, shit, she gave Until Dawn a 5. I'm like, what?
Yeah, calm down.
So I mean, yeah.
Although I actually want to see that more now, even though you've given me all your reasonings of maybe why I should or should not see it. But Fear Street Prom Queen, they're the one who gets killed while she's in the red, white, and blue.
Room.
Correct.
Yes.
The friend.
Yes.
I think she was really good, and she's in that movie.
She is in that movie.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. So I guess what is the best case scenario for this all going forward for John Wick's universe, for Ana De Armas' character, any of that? By the way, what's her name? Mia? What's her name? I don't even remember. So that's the bad part too. It didn't stick. I was way more intrigued with the sister thing and the whole other, like, there were things that just kind of just came and went. Oh, right, because they talked about the Garden of Eden and all that crap.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. It didn't even stick. Anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
What's the best case scenario for this franchise going forward, Jay?
That's a good question. I don't know where they go from here. We keep hearing rumors about a 5. And again, we both say I don't want to, like, as much as that we would go see it and probably enjoy it, but like it ended on such a perfect note.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't. But if you do want to like dive into this character or something else, I'm okay with it. Just get flesh it out more and just give it more of a story and that we would care about this character. So I don't know. I would hope there's a possibility to see this character go forward, but they have a lot of cleanup to do if that's the case. And again, based on the box office, I don't know if we'll get there. Now, would this kind of work in a TV format? I would say if they did like a 6-episode season of this kind of thing.
I don't see Ana De Armas wanting to do that though.
No, I know. That's my thing. Like I don't know. So I guess that's a cop out.
And with the Continental not working too.
Right. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know where they're going to go, to be honest with you.
So would you sign up for a John Wick 5 that has De Armas, Reedus in like some bigger mission that goes forward?
Yes.
And Donnie Yen?
Yes, definitely.
I just, my brain is on fire to try to think like, okay, all the loose ends that got tied up in 4, this one has, I guess, no carryover because they kind of scorched the earth. So they'd have to invent something again to bring him out after you technically killed him.
Right.
That's such a stretch.
Yeah.
It feels so bad.
I know. But listen, you put them together in a movie, we'll both be there. So, I mean.
Yeah, I guess. But like, and Lance Reddick's dead. Like, literally and figuratively. So you can't even be like, all right, well, we put another one in between 3 and 4. So Wick is still alive and we can go backwards again. Stop doing it. We can't do that anymore.
I don't want to go backwards anymore. Like, I don't. Like, this be done with the in-between the movie stuff, please. And let's either go forward or just, like, follow this character a little bit more.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. So, that's a toughie. Let's end, I'm hoping, on a brighter note. You caught the Predator animated film that just came out over the weekend. It's The Killer of Killers?
Killer of Killers.
So walk me through this one, because I've seen the trailer, but I didn't get to do a whole lot of like reading on this one. So this one is, I believe, produced by Trachtenberg, but not directed, correct?
No, he directed one. Yeah, he's co-director. He directed one segment on this.
Oh, so what does that mean, segment? So run it through for me. Give me where the universe is, what this is, and then maybe we'll talk about the other one, because that looks really... Badlands, right?
Yes, Badlands, yep.
And that's coming out by the end of the year, right? Or soon, right?
It's coming out in July, I believe.
Good God.
Yes.
All right.
I think so. I think. Don't get me on that one. Okay, so basically, the quick synopsis is we got 3 of the fiercest warriors in human history become prey to the ultimate killer of killers. So this is pretty much 3 separate stories during 3 different times in history.
Okay.
And they all kind of merge at the end of the movie. So the first segment, it takes place like in where the Vikings are. And you have this whole setup where the Viking queen at the time is like raiding a village, but then there's a predator that lands and, that's pretty much what it is.
Right.
So it's 3 different stories. Second one is like set in Japan with these 2 brothers and a samurai, and it's like that whole thing. And then the last one is World War II with a pilot like invading one of the Predator ships, and then they all kind of survive their episodes, and they all are kind of like captured now, and they have to like kill each other to challenge the ultimate predator, the killer of killers. They call him the Grendel King. But I'll tell you what, I was blown away by the animation in this film.
Yeah,
like every story is engaging. The new weaponry, the different predators that they fight, like it introduces a lot to the lore.
Right.
And I mean, some awesome kill scenes, some just crazy action. I mean, it was so good. Like every vignette, I'll call them vignettes, they string together, is about 15, 20 minutes. And then you get the last 30 minutes of them together.
Okay.
trying to escape this planet. My favorite was probably the one set in Japan with the two brothers that have to come together to take down the predator that they're facing.
Right.
But Jesus Christ, Andrew, you want to talk about something engaging and just something fun and crazy and just like a different kind of style of animation? I mean, it blew me away, dude. And it added lore. I'm not going to spoil it for you because at the end, you see all these different warriors throughout history that they have captured like in cryo boxes or whatever, coffins or whatever. It links to a previous Predator movie. So it does add lore to it. But it is one of the best installments into the Predator franchise.
Wow.
Period. I'd probably put this 4th overall. Like, it's behind the original, it's behind Prey, and probably behind Predator 2, maybe. But it's right there. Like, it's right there.
Right.
Like, to me, it's just right there. Just stylistically, it was well written. You cared about these characters. So freaking good. And I love that Trachtenberg. Am I pronouncing that right? Is it Trachtenberg or
Trachtenberg, yeah.
Trachtenberg. What he did with Prey and what he did with this movie.
Yeah.
And, people are kind of like a little down on Badlands because of the way the Predator looks in that movie. I don't care.
Right.
Like, this franchise is in good hands right now. Like, so I'm like, why couldn't this happen to the Alien universe? Like, this guy corrected the Predator universe is adding lore and mythos to the whole Predator race, the planet,
right? Just
what they do in new and inventive ways. I mean, it's so good. It like just it blew me. I told my daughter, I said, because she's into animated films like this, and I was like, dude, you have to see this movie.
And Dan Trachtenberg, I just looked it up. So he's directing Badlands, and he also, you said, co-directed or at least did some direction on this.
There were 3 writers, so I think they all wrote a segment out in this one.
Yeah, so he's a co-writer on Badlands. Obviously, as we mentioned, will also be directing, and this one, he's one of 2 directors. And he gets a story by credit for Killer of Killers. So I mean, again, if he nails Badlands, what a hero. Like, to just resuscitate what essentially was a dead franchise. Like, after the Shane,
dead.
What did we get another one after the Shane Black? I forget.
No.
So that's where we left it, right? So
that's where we left it.
That's a while ago. It like your AVP stuff didn't really work, because they had 2, the first one in Requiem or whatever.
Yeah.
So those didn't work. Yeah. So this easily could have gone away. Easily.
Oh, absolutely. And he pumped life into it. I appreciate it. You can tell he cares about this franchise. You know what I mean? Like, he legit cares about this franchise.
Yeah.
And you could tell he puts his heart and soul in it, and it's everything he's doing to it right now is like, yes. Give me more and more.
Well, give me a score.
4.5.
Woo, nearly. That is a lot. I figured you would like it because I've heard positive things, and we're in for this guy and what he's done with the franchise. So, but that's a lot. That's a big number. So
it is a big number, and I'm not just saying that because I love Predator, but stylistically, it just jived with me. I just connected with it on every level. It was fucking cool.
I also had forgotten what you gave Prey. I think you may have given it a similar score.
I did. I gave it a 4.5.
Yeah. So wow.
Like I said, it's right. It's like right there towards the top end of this franchise. Like, it's right outside the 3rd, or right there. Like,
that's wild.
Yeah.
No, it's great. And it's been a long time since I saw Predator 2, so I barely even remember. It's Danny Glover, right?
Yeah. Honestly, it still holds up. Like, at first, I was thrown off by it. I think we all were, in the city. But no, if you go back and rewatch it, it actually holds up pretty well.
Yeah.
And it's a better sequel than people gave it for when it came out. I think it's gotten more appreciation as time went on.
Yeah, I've heard some revival podcasts and other stuff over the years really trying to bring it back into the fold. So I'll have to do the rewatch myself and go back through. And maybe I should do that before Badlands, so that way we can we can get that. Did you ever find the date on that, or did we look that up? November 7th.
Oh no, okay, so we got a ways to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I figure they wouldn't put them on top of each other. That would be a whole other strategy. I would want an explanation possibly on that one.
Right. But no, November's a cool. Yeah, that's a good time.
So you know what we'll have to do by the end of this year? We'll have to go, all right, who won the double deuce, the double feature of the year? Was it Steven Soderbergh or was it Dan Trachtenberg?
Oh, right. So, yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
Because there's nobody else, right? Nobody else is double dipping, right? Okay.
Nope.
All right.
In fact, he triple dipped, right?
Who did?
Soderbergh? No, he just had black bag and
Presents, right?
Presents. I thought he snuck another one in there. Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. But, that dude's always working. So,
right.
We'll see. Yeah. And I guess, there's always stuff like how many things did Guy Ritchie produce or direct in a given year or two or something. We'll maybe come up with a concept wrapped around that. But I like that already as a framework. Who had the best double feature of the year? And maybe put more grenades. That's all I need to know. Is everybody going to start grenades and flamethrowers? You just instantly kind of have me. So,
right.
Just use responsibly, everybody. Just get out there, but please, liberally use them. I appreciate it.
Yes.
I can't wait for next week for Phoenician Scheme so I could use all the lines, because there's a really couple funny lines, and there's one all the way through. I'll tell you, I know you're on the fence, or you're probably not going to see Phoenician Scheme, but I almost want you to now just to get the Ballerina double feature. But anyway, for another day to talk about all that. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you, Shane, as always, for doing an excellent job. Thanks to everybody who subscribes to us out there. Please tell a friend, give us a 5-star review wherever you are listening, and please come back next week for more recent activity.